So hello everyone and welcome to my YouTube channel. This is Mehmet. You can quickly introduce yourself.
First of all, I would like to thank Maria for this great opportunity. It's my first YouTube channel. I'm also quite excited. I'm Mehmet. I'm from Istanbul, Turkey, and I'm a third-year BBE student. I'm in my 6th semester. Hopefully I will be done with my BBE studies this year. And today I will try to answer some of Maria's questions, and I will give some insights about the selection procedure and also how my studies went here in Vienna, and especially with WU.
Yeah, because the people are still curious about how it's to move to Vienna, especially if you're an international student. So as a teacher, I would always say, guys, please prepare in advance. I would never say, please prepare the latest you can. But it happens because lots of people have high school exams, people might have other, things going on in their life that they don't have enough time to start preparation. And then it's the end of May, exam is around the middle, end of June. And then like, okay, what do I do now? So of course there's the rule that the earlier you start studying, the less stressful it is. You have more time to fill in any knowledge gaps that you spot early on. But of course there are exceptions to rules that prove the rules actually, that you can also start studying 1 month before and still make it.
Exactly.
And Mehmet's stories is actually like that.
Exactly.
So, and I'm also curious, how did you manage to go through everything in 1 month?
Yeah, so just to give some insights about my story, I was a high school student in my last year of my high school in Istanbul, Turkey, and I actually didn't know about the BBE program until the last 10-15 days for the registration. And when I realized there is a program like that, it's full in English, I wanted to try. I wanted to take the entrance procedure, but my main idea was to study back home in Turkey, and there we also have an exam period where everyone studies for the same exam. Like almost 3 million students per year take the exam, so it takes a lot of preparation, and that was my main focus actually. And I took the exam just, I think, 1 month before the BBE exam held place. So I didn't do anything about the BBE exam actually 33 days prior to the exam. And obviously then I was researching on internet how I can prepare for this exam betterly, and I found Maria's course. I contacted her, and then she, as many of you know, she has this great program with great example questions, with great lectures, etc. But obviously I didn't have the time to listen all the lectures again and again because I was short on time, as I said. And in 1 month I tried to prepare as much as I can. I took the exam. And as you know, the exam is like 2.5 hours. I completed it just under an hour, like in 50-55 minutes. And then I was scared that I would do something stupid on the camera and my exam would get cancelled. I submitted it. And then Maria had this group chat where other also candidates for BBE, we were all talking and chatting. And after the exam, everyone said, it was difficult, I couldn't make it on time, 2.5 hours was too little for me, and I was like, okay, I definitely missed a part. I definitely skipped a part. I failed. So, but yeah, I didn't think too much about it. I remember after the exam, I just ignored the group messages. I went to play FIFA with my friends. And after an hour or so, a month or so, Maria texted to this group chat, the results are out.
No, not 1 month, it's 1 week.
1 week?
It's
1 week?
Yes,
sorry.
1 week.
No, I already forgot about it. It was that bad memory.
It was like,
1 week, sorry.
Brain erased it, like please.
But I remember the message, like caps lock, results are out. I took a deep breath and like I went in and checked and I got in. I think I was like placed 154, which doesn't really matter even if you're first or last. If you're in, you're in. This is what matters. And obviously I was very happy, and today I will try to explain how I prepared during this short period of time and what I could suggest to you. First of all, I don't think anyone should, of course, I get if there is stress, people might think that 1 month is not too much to prepare for such an exam, but believe me, if you put the work, 1 month is also a lot.
Yeah, if you schedule it wisely.
Yeah, the first suggestion would be just play a little game to your mind. Don't think it as a university entrance exam. Think it as a subject exam for any of your high school subjects. Because believe me, it won't be that difficult. Of course, it's a serious exam. Of course, many people are going to take it. There will be competition, but if you're ready enough, it's pretty doable. You'll manage with time. Don't stress yourself, especially since the exam is online and you work with this interesting WU system, people get stressed. But there is no need for stress. It's completely user friendly except the calculation part. But it's completely it's completely user friendly. And you'll do. And 2.5 hours is quite a good time for this scale of an exam. Believe me, trust me. So there is no need to stress about it. And my other advice would be the English and economics part is relatively easier than the math part. So, I mean, I'm sure Maria also says that to her students.
Quite a lot, quite often, yes.
Don't make mistakes in the English and the economics part because it's easy. It's really like, I'm sure most of you won't do a lot of mistakes on those parts because the economics part is, you know, we have the book. It's like 67 pages or so.
63, 64,
63, like, you know, you can even memorize all the words there. You know. And I think everyone can memorize stuff, even if you're not, like, I was not that smart. I'm not that smart. I was able to memorize it. So, you know, I also want to say that because, like, you know, some people can think that, oh, he or she is super smart. No, I'm very average. My high school grades were also quite average. But I put in the work. I really read through the book several times. I took my notes, and at the end of the day, like, if you read a book for a month, you end up memorizing it, and then the exam is all about the book. You don't make any errors. And that was also the part where I actually didn't make any mistakes at the economics part, also in the English part. So that brought me the opportunity to make more errors in the math part, which happens more often because, you know, math is math. I'm still not good at maths, but
after 3 years of BBE.
But after, now the tricky part, the maths part. So even if you look to the WU's page, you know, you have the listed topics there. If I'm not wrong, there are 8 topics listed, or to be exact,
13 now.
13 now?
I posted it,
Still not bad. Guys, believe me, in one day, if you just, like, you know, put some solid 3-4 hour sessions, you can easily cover 3 topics.
Could be,
I don't say it's optimal. I don't say it's optimal, but if you're in one, like, you have 1 month, you can do it. You can do
maybe
it.
Maybe like 1 day per topic, I would say. Maybe more.
Exactly. But I'm sure I have some friends now listening. They will, like, start even a week later than this video. Like, I'm just trying to say, don't think negatively. Even if you start very late, it's doable. Do your best, and you never know what happens. You know.
Of course, people will have different life stories, different also destinies at some point.
Exactly.
Because I've heard, like, some really outstanding stories of one guy. He was applying in 1 year. He messed up the English part. I don't know what happened. His mathematics was perfect. I mean, I tutored him, so his mathematics was great. But English was, like, mostly right. I was like, what happened in your brain? But then I was like, okay, apply again because you have great knowledge. Please try it again. And he tried it, and he would have gotten in, but he got disqualified because his MacBook camera got connected with his iPhone camera. And I was like, this is destiny for you not to get in, because at this point you knew everything, and they only disqualify you, and they write it in like on the in the registration tool in case you would have gotten in, because in case you wouldn't have, they just put you the rank. They don't even check the so I was like, okay, at this point this is destiny for you to do something else now and maybe get in later. So of course you can start studying early and then miss it because of technical reason. You can start studying late and still make it. You can start studying late and not make it. It's the spectrum is wide, so to say, of different stories. I've heard, like, over the 5 years that I've been teaching.
I'm sure you had some crazy stories.
Experiences of students, and yours actually stood out to me because the 15-minute time, I was like, wow.
I mean, I also have to say in that part, like, since I was preparing for the Turkish entrance exam, I was studying a lot, just in a different format, different type of questions. So I had this experience of solving questions. So that also helped me. So also it wouldn't be fair just to say that I just studied in a month. Zero. I had some, background, but obviously I think everyone has some kind of background in high school, and believe me, it will be quite helpful in that situation. And as I said, the English part I went through very fast. My grammar is also not great, still not great, and I'm doing a English program, but you'll manage. And it's also very intuitive. They're not like asking, for example, everyone will probably take IELTS or TOEFL if they're not from EU. If you can get the 6.5 grade in IELTS or the 80-85 grade in TOEFL, you'll also manage easily the English part, I would say. The economics part, as I said, you will also be done with that part pretty fast.
Yeah, relatively. Yeah.
Relatively fast if you, as I said, study hard and like memorize the book. And I'm telling you, it's 65 pages. It's completely doable.
Yeah, and don't play chances here.
Yeah, and like, what else have you? Like, what else can you do? You know, like you have just this important exam, just study for it.
Yeah, yeah.
And you know, it's just like 30 days. You know, what else are you gonna do? You're gonna meet friends. Yeah, meet friends, but you know, you still can read the book. You know, I'm not asking like study 16 hours, 15 hours. You can also do that.
Yeah.
It will work, believe me. But you don't need to do that. The book is pretty memorizable, and it's 3 points basically.
Yeah.
So please do not miss any points from that side. And in maths, I said 3 topics in one day, but the professional is here, the teacher is here. 1 topic per day would be probably also more healthier. It's doable. Believe me, it's doable. And if you have Maria's program as well, she has great questions there, and they're really similar to the WU's questions. You'll recognize that you understand the topics easier. You are faster with solving them. But as I said, like it takes time.
Yeah, of course.
You will really sacrifice a couple of hours of your day.
Yeah, it's okay.
And as I said, what else have you like? I mean, you know,
like you have a life now.
Yeah, you know, like it's okay for 1 month. You can study a little bit harder. You don't do fun stuff, and believe me, you will still have time to do fun stuff. And when you get in, really, it's a great feeling. Yeah. And you won't be you won't be sad. The sacrifice is worth it.
Like, oh no, I missed one hangout, or what did I do? You will be in Vienna.
Exactly, you'll be in Vienna. We will also talk about it. If you, like, Vienna is a great city. WU is a great university. The program itself is great. It's very well structured. So doing that sacrifice now like you won't be sad about it.
Also, if you're stressed or nervous or want to see how much content you have to study, or you have questions throughout the course, just please text me. Just use the opportunity. I'm here.
Exactly. She always answers.
I try to answer as fast as possible. Within either a minute or like if in case I'm teaching, then of course it'll take a bit more time. But I will always answer your questions. Exactly. Please just reach out. Why not? You know, if you have the opportunity to ask, just ask. You know. And
just to say again, don't stress too much. Really, you've heard the story where her student got in, but you know, his camera. It happens. It's not the end of the world. You can try again, but move forward. And as I said, it's important, but it's also not that important. Don't stress too much. If you study good, if you really do your best in this 1 month, you'll get the rewards. Yeah. And also during the exam, as I said, 2.5 hours will be quite enough for you. Also, don't stress about that. Just focus on your studies. Don't think about the negative stuff. Don't think about what happens if I don't get in. That helps no one.
Exactly.
You have your knowledge. You know where your knowledge gaps are. Just try to fill them in. In terms of like how you should study, I really can't say anything about that. She's the master about that, because I also have a like quite inconvenient way of studying things.
What is it? Very curious now.
For example, like with the economics book, I mean, I can think betterly when I move. Like when I walk, etc.
So you can,
I just had it, and I was just walking around, I don't know, around the park, and just reading it and reading it and reading and repeating some important lines. There are some formulas that you need to remember, that you will need to remember, like which are also very basic. Just do them. And in terms of maths, back then we didn't have ChatGPT, you know. Back then, the old days, we didn't have ChatGPT.
You had to finish the program without it.
Like, you know, that's also a great way to, like, you know, I studied for my university classes also with that. Try to use that. And as I said, if you can't, for example, like you're studying a math topic and you are struggling with one, I don't know, with parabolas, or I don't know, with differentiation, don't give up easily. Think the question like an enemy, really, like this was how I motivated. Just try to solve it. Just like don't give up.
Games, you know?
Sometimes it might take 20, 30, 40 minutes, maybe an hour to solve a question, but not looking to the answer sheet and, you know, I know it, I just missed that. It doesn't help you. But if you really, like, you know, stuck with a question for 50, 40 minutes and you solve it, then you learn and you won't forget it, believe me. You won't forget it.
The feeling of euphoria. So the way the course is structured, because basically I have the tasks, and I tell the solutions on the webinars. I comment on them, I draw, and like I have them nicely written out. But I try to make it in a way that they're not that easily accessible to you, so that you actually think. Because on the exam you have to think. On the exam you don't have like a solution button. Unfortunately, it would be very nice.
Yeah.
But I think if you try to incentivize yourself not to take the shortcut,
yep,
and to study and to really try, the feeling of euphoria once you actually get the question and the answer matches and you understand, and you also watch the webinar for, you know, reassurance.
Yep.
It's really, really good, because I had that feeling of euphoria during our coding classes.
Our coding,
yeah.
Guys, if you don't like coding, don't come to
yeah.
No, just joking.
No, but it will be a part of your life. But when we had like the case studies, when you would be sitting there without ChatGPT, with just Stack Overflow answers and trying to code an algorithm that solves the roots of a quartic polynomial, for example, or a fifth degree polynomial, once you get it, I felt so, like it took me like days.
And you don't forget it. Like,
yeah, I never, yeah.
You become a master of that.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
So once you solve it yourself and you're like, wow.
Don't take shortcuts.
Yeah.
Don't take shortcuts. Really, like, you know, take your time. Don't rush. And as I said, like, if we give 1 day for each topic, if you don't understand the topic in a day, you still have, like, you can add 2 or 3 more days to it. Like, there is no need to stress. What I mean by that, don't be super relaxed, but it's manageable. It's doable. It's not impossible. That's what I'm trying to say. Don't be sad and I started too late. I won't get in. I shouldn't study. I shouldn't waste my. No, you're not wasting your time. You never know what happens.
Yeah.
I didn't think that I would get in because I thought I skipped a part, but it appears that I didn't.
Yeah, great.
So it's completely doable, and as I said, having Maria is also a great opportunity for everyone because she knows her stuff, and yeah, and it's really helpful. So also try to get information from Maria. Text her all
just spam
text her also and spam her. Spam her
like, at 1 a.m. in the night. Like, Maria, hello. And also, you had a really nice quote about moving forward. So let's say you see a hard question in the math part. It happens.
Yeah.
Guess it, flag it, move forward. Just always keep moving forward. You start studying late, move forward, study at least 1 week, at least 2 weeks, at least 3 weeks. Whatever happens, technical things happens, move forward, try it again.
Exactly. Because what else are you gonna do? Like thinking and whining about, like, it's nice, we as human beings, we also need that, but unfortunately it doesn't help us at any point. So we have to move forward. If you don't, like in the exam, you encounter the difficult question, you can't remember something, I don't know, whatever. Flag it, move forward, don't think about it, it's the past. Think about what you can do. Exactly. I also had that question. I think it was a probability question. I did it the last. Like I passed. I said, okay, I will look at it like at a later stage, and I managed somehow. And then I returned back with a calmer head, and I managed. Yeah. And as I said, I believe, like, you know, I also think that the new generation, the newcomers, they are also more hardworking. I see from your Instagram, they are really motivated. So I believe most of you will have plenty of time after completing the exam. You can also get through your exams. You can review your questions and your answers. So also do that. You will have plenty of time. So there is also no need to stress for that. And also took the Turkish entrance exam, where in the math part I've completed everything and I just could answer 9 questions out of 40. I was super stressed. I said, what am I gonna do? But with a calmer head, I've reviewed the whole exam again because I still had like 2 hours or so. I was able to make 25. So this is just like, stress is not a friend of ours.
Yeah, we get rid of it, you know, like
just try to get rid of it. Just try to get rid of it, and believe me, it helps a lot. And as I said, fight with the questions. When you fight with them, you really find gaps of the question that leads to solving the question. And
I'll just double check that it's still recording, just in case, because I've perfectly it is still. Is the sun okay in your eyes, by the way?
Huh? Yeah, it's quite.
Okay, because now it's kind of going down.
Maybe I'm looking funny, but it's okay.
But yeah, because it's like a nice lighting. That's the sacrifice you have to make as content creator.
It's okay. Yeah, I'm also official content creator. Right and another thing, if you come to WU, you get to see me. That's also.
Yeah, exactly. Right. Because actually, Mehmet applied to CEMS master's program.
Yeah.
He is very humble about my English skills, but he got into international management masters. That's highly ranked in the world as well.
Yeah, I mean, I'm good with languages. I was also always in international settings, so it was fairly easier for me. But if they get accepted to BBE, we have great master's programs here that they can pursue after graduation, and they're also in English for all the international students. And Vienna is a beautiful city. Yeah, it's really beautiful. It has everything that a big city needs, and it's also very calm. It's also very green, and as you can see, the weather is nice. It gets sometimes cold. I mean, I'm from Turkey. It's way more warmer than here, but you'll get used to it. It's okay. And also the BBE community is quite nice because like we're just 240 people, and everyone knows everyone, and especially the first 2 years you have always the same classes with each other. So that also builds this great community and this great camaraderie.
But it's a bit competitive because when you're getting into specializations and exchange universities, I think maybe in your year it wasn't like that, but now like this younger generations, they're so competitive with each other. Like
this is also a positive side about BBE, because like the best part of studying in WU was my colleagues, the other students, because everyone was they knew what they wanted to do. They were really hardworking. They were really social, and they were really basically to say hungry. And that also motivates you. Then you say that's a fuel for you. And to be honest, that's the best thing about the program. Then you're also always you try to be updated as much as possible. You also study more, than you also look for job opportunities. And believe me, in Vienna, even for international students, there are great job opportunities. I'm an international student myself. I don't have a EU visa or anything. I'm working here since like 8 months now.
Wow.
In a very well-known company. And even with no German, you can get great job offers here. Obviously, if you know German, it's much better. It's much better. It's much easier. But even if you don't know, there are still quite a lot of possibilities, opportunities. So I mean, those things would also motivate me if someone would make a video like that.
I think this is like a great podcast and your motivation speech, and like you're trying to calm people down. I think people can really like replay these videos, like on the daily basis. I get more views like that, please.
I'm not just saying that for really. There is no need to stress that much. It's not that important. It's important, but it's not that important. Like the priority is, again, it's you, and I'm sure some people might have stress from their parents, etc. But they also want the best for you. Yeah. So as I said, they would be more sad if you're very stressed and it affects your health or your psyche. It's not that important. But if you really put the necessary time, I'm sure you'll get in. You'll get a good grade, and we'll see each other hopefully. And as I said, what else do you have to do? It's almost summer. There is no school anymore. Just sit down and study a little bit. It's okay. I did that. You don't die. You don't die. And after the exam, don't be sad. Whatever the result is, even if you had a good exam or bad exam, you never know. I had a friend. She, I think, got the 3rd place, and she thought she failed. In my case, I thought I skipped a part. Don't be too sad. Just continue with your life, and as I said, if you really put your time through it, if you really sincerely study, because you can also sit down in a library, do nothing, check Instagram reels, and say 5 hours and I studied. Did you? I do that as well. Like I did that many times. Like I still do it. It's fun, just sitting down in library.
Nice setting.
Nice setting, and the library here is also quite beautiful. But then you're not really studying. Just sincerely sit down, study, concentrate, and as I said, it's even in 1 month, even in 2 weeks, even if you have a week, try your chances. Like, what can you lose? Nothing. You can nothing. And as I said, the university is great, the campus is great, there are great people here, and you'll enjoy your time. It's very international, student friendly.
WU is really.
It's very
everyone
international.
Speaks English here, like anyone you go up to.
Also in Vienna, believe me, also in Vienna, everyone knows English. It's a very safe city. It's a very fun city, and the program is great. It's very good structured, and I think you'll be happy here. And there's just this little sacrifice, a couple hours from your day to get in.
Depends. Depends on the person.
Depends.
3, 6, 8 sometimes.
If you can do it, but do also 8. It's obviously better. The more you study, the more you sit on the table, the better you get the reward.
And the more efficiently you do it. But yes, of course.
But why I'm saying that, not everyone can study that long. It still doesn't mean that they're not gonna get it. You never know.
Yeah.
So what I'm trying to say is, do the best as you can. You don't know, then leave the rest to karma, to life, to the energy, to God, whatever you believe in. And yeah.
You should be content with yourself. You should be like, hey, I did everything I could, you know.
Exactly.
On the exam, no matter what the others did, because, you know, like when you're thinking about 3,000 people or more than 3,000 people this year, I'm pretty sure they will announce it relatively soon. You think, okay, like, so many people, but think about yourself, like, do you feel happy with the effort that you put in? Do you think that you did your best? If yes, let's go.
Exactly. And believe me, the worst feeling is that I could have done better. That's very bad, believe me. That's very bad. And you don't want to experience that. No one wants to experience that. And really, like, the price that you have to pay is not that much. Just study a little bit harder during this last, like this, think it as a final sprint of a marathon. You've completed the difficult part. If you didn't, now it's the time to run. You didn't miss anything. There's still a big opportunity, and I don't know if that helps, but I always think, like, let's say there is an exam and 10,000 people are taking it. I always think that the 5,000, I passed them default, you know.
Like half it.
I passed half anyway.
Because you have 3 million people in Turkey taking the exam.
Like, I mean, my score was, I think I was ranked 10,000. So when you look at the percentages, it was quite good. And among 3 million. But if you think that, there are 3 million people, there are so many people that study, that doesn't help. You also have to be a little bit confident with yourself. You said that I'm gonna smash this exam. We'll do it. It also helps with the stress management, etc. And like, believe me, try to enjoy the process as well. It's also fun. And hopefully when you get into the program, you will remember, like, those difficult, hard days as, you know, do you remember how stressed I was about this exam? And you will laugh about it. Hopefully, and then maybe you will make a video with Maria, you know. I would never think that. I would never think that. When I first texted Maria, there's 1 month, and she said, but there's just 1 month. Like, are you sure? I was like, I'm sure, And now here I am, almost done.
Well, here we go. The story regarding the 1 month, because basically I'm well aware that people will join a bit later, and that's fine in the course. What I did is I did like my final module with all the main theory and the summaries in one place, not by topic. I had to click it separately. You actually have it one together. And if in case you really don't have enough time, like, there are 25 hours at least or so, I will make the calculation a bit here, of webinars. Let's say if you have nothing, you cannot do anything else, you have, like, I don't know, 1 week, just at least watch all of them so that you look at the theory and the tasks. Anything is better than nothing. Of course, it's better to go through the task yourself, to think about them yourself. That's the most efficient way that I always recommend. But
do as much as you can.
Exactly.
Do what life allows you. And you never know what happens. Maybe during the exam that you take, like, you're not living in EU, the EU will have an energy power shortage, and everyone will lose their internet connection. Can happen. Like, you know, you never know. You got the idea. You know, like, just try your best, and believe me, you still have time. You still can cover so many topics. As I said, please do not miss any questions from the English and economics part. And the math is also doable. It's not rocket science. It's close to rocket science.
It's there.
It's doable. It's definitely doable. I'm not a math expert myself. I didn't have like the best math grades in high school. I wasn't even close to that. But you manage, and if you get in, also don't stress yourself. You will manage also the program. If you can get in, you can do the also program.
Yes.
I wouldn't say it will be very easy, but you will manage. You will do it. And I hope to see you all next year.
Yes. And so for the first person to see on campus gets a special, I don't know, like a special point, you know. Like the first person to run to Mehmet on campus. Or also to me, because I'm prolonging my master studies. I'm doing them for 3 years, not for 2, because summer semester is way too busy with work. So I'll also be around, and then the PhD is awaiting, you know.
Exactly.
And then your master's is awaiting slowly but surely as well later on in life.
And Vienna is a beautiful city. I'm sure we'll also see each other in the city. So
thank you a lot for watching. Like, subscribe, and stuff. Write a nice comment for Mehmet for agreeing to take his time out of his busy schedule to do this for you.
Of course.
See you.
See you guys. Bye bye.
See you. Bye bye.